Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Wakimandu and you are watching Wrenchtrenchers Garage. And today, well, I'm wearing my Chevy hat, but we're not working on the Chevy today. Anyway, guys, as you may know, that you may see something behind me. Is that a Supra? Is that a Supra? Yeah, guys, it's a Supra. If you've seen the other video, what you're gonna notice is that this one is the donor car. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if this one runs, and we're gonna see if this engine is good enough to swap inside of the red Supra, because that one had a blown head gasket. It may have some rings or something. It's getting blue smoke out of the back. It's overheating. It's just, you know, it's a 7M, so you always gotta think that head gasket issues are right on the horizon. And if I can get something that doesn't have any problems with possible piston rings or valve seals, if it doesn't make any smoke, if it doesn't leak, and it runs nice and smooth, then this one could be a great donor engine for the red car instead of me having to break everything down. Now granted, I still am probably going to go ahead and re-gasket stuff, but what I'd like to know is which one is the better engine, so that would be the one that would get used in that vehicle. So just to give you a little bit of background about this thing, I bought this thing from a buddy of mine. And basically I got it for trading in some of Pedro's old parts. And he ended up giving me this to kind of offset that. So what we have here, Mark III, from what I understand, it's already been diagnosed that the problem is the fuel pump. Now when I went to go start it myself yesterday, because I got bored and I didn't record any of that. And what ended up happening is that I could not get this thing to crank. There was no crank, no nothing. My dad ended up coming by and helping me out. Thanks, Dad, you're the best. And we ended up putting it on the lift, and I looked underneath and found out one of the starter cables was not on. So I plugged that in, put it back down, cranked it, and it cranks. Then I went ahead and I threw a little bit of brake cleaner down in the throttle body, and it did run for a second on brake cleaner. So it has been verified to me that the problem is the fuel pump. So what I ended up doing is I went and I grabbed an old fuel pump out of Pedro's old gas tank, and I wound up wiring it in there. But unfortunately, no dice. I don't think that fuel pump is strong enough to bring gasoline up to the engine. So what I did was I ended up going to AutoZone and buying the cheapest fuel pump I can find, because like I said, this is just a parts car. At least for now, it's just a parts car. Don't really know what else I'm going to do with it yet. Drift car maybe throw LS in there or something. We'll see. So basically, guys, what I ended up doing is getting this cheap little electrical fuel pump from AutoZone. This one was $45. I know I had to spend $50 on a car that I'm probably just going to rip apart, but I think it'll be worth it to know whether or not this engine is in good enough shape to swap into the red car, or do I need to pull both of them? I don't really know. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling this fuel pump back out. Now you see, I cut this up. I know some people are gonna cry about it and be like, hey man, you know, that was a perfectly good floor. No, it was not. Look at this. That is the fuel tank. This is the floor. This is absolutely 100% no bueno. Kind of just cutting this line right here and patching it back with a piece of rubber hose, and just locked it in on both sides. It doesn't leak, or it shouldn't leak. It should be just enough of what I need to kind of get fuel in and out of this thing, because I did not want to get underneath this thing, and I did not want to be pulling the fuel tank out. I didn't want to do all that. So instead, I just cut into it and exposed the fuel sender and the fuel pump itself. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this out. I'm going to take the old fuel pump from Pedro out of there. I'm gonna stick in this brand new dirt cheap fuel pump in here, and we're gonna go ahead and see if this thing will run. Now granted, I still have the battery getting charged at the auto parts store, so after that's installed, I'm gonna have to go to the store and grab the battery, and we're gonna put it in here, and we are gonna see if this thing actually runs. guys, somehow I ended up losing a couple of those screws. I don't know how. It's kind of a mess in here, so. But yeah, well, it's in there good enough where I can actually kind of just test this thing. I do have to tighten that bad boy up right there just to make sure it don't leak. Don't want gas leaks. Those are bad. So I'm gonna tighten that up right quick, and I'm gonna run to the store, grab the battery, and we're gonna see if this thing will fire. So I'll see you when I get back. Okay guys, so I am back. We have another battery. I didn't hook the negative cable up just yet because for some reason when you hook up the negative cable, the brake lights just stay on, and I don't know why. I noticed that the brake pedal was pushed all the way to the floor and it was stuck there, but I pulled it back and yeah, we're still having, I don't know why that's just stuck there. It's just a thing for now. Not too worried about it. But now's the moment of truth, guys. We have a charged battery. As you can see, I had to make a hose. This isn't an OEM hose. Did a pretty good job though, right guys? High five on the radiator hose. Anyway, radiator hose had some clamps that are entirely too long, but they fit anyway. And I went ahead and threw a little bit of coolant water down in there. There was 0. Put some in there. And basically what we're gonna do, we're just gonna see if this daggone thing fires up and idles. That's it. So let's try it. Okay. So guess we don't quite have enough juice. Alright guys, turns out I just had a loose positive terminal. Well, I put the jump box on there anyway, which you can't see because this window is way too damn dirty. So let's try it again, huh? Unfortunately, I still don't think we're getting any fuel up there. That brake pedal feels just like a clutch pedal. It really doesn't feel like I'm getting any fuel still. I'm not hearing it prime either. All right, guys, I got a pretty good top secret for you guys. This is for mechanics only. This is one of the most important things that nobody knows about, nobody talks about, that only mechanics know. All right, so if you have problems with your fuel, make sure you plug in the pump first before you try starting the car, because I didn't plug in the pump. So let's try it now. Still don't hear it priming though. Oh, hello. We got action, folks. Here we go. Holy crap. Holy crap. It runs. No smoke. This thing hadn't run in 2 years. Well, it hasn't run since I've had it, and I've had it for 2 years. Look at that. It's even going on its own. Yeah, man. That's how it's done, baby. It runs. And it sounds good. Doesn't sound like it's missing or nothing. So I'm gonna let it run. I'm gonna see what it does. I'm gonna make sure this is actually a good engine, because this engine might just go in the red car. We're gonna see how this works out, but it's probably gonna get new gaskets and hoses and things. I'm gonna finish it off, make it look good, but man, this is great. Look at that. All right, y'all, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like what I'm doing here. You can just visit my Zazzle store. Help me out, grab yourself some merch. And y'all, don't forget, keep wrenching. Wrench Trench out. Peace!
Now I remember your